Welcome to the fourth session today on using AI. Like the topic is on building an AI image generator with Angular using Google Nano Banana. So it's a latest thing announced by Google, right? The one of the
Mhm.
things. So Sonu Kapoor will be uh, talking about that, and he's a Google developer expert in Angular, and also he's a Microsoft MVP, 7 times MVP, and he contributes to the Google Angular Collaborator program as well. And he has authored AI books, right? Books on AI powered app development. And also he has been in the industry for more than 20 years, working with the Fortune 500 companies. So we will welcome Sonu Kapoor to speak on this topic. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so,
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction. Are you able to see my screen?
yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah.
You see the slide, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, hey everyone. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. Really excited to talk about something new. That's probably not just new for you, but also for me. And it's about how we can use Angular with Google's brand new AI model called Nano Banana. It's also known as Gemini 2.5 Flash Image. It's pretty new. There's a lot of hype around it, especially around the quality of the images that it generates. So let's see how we can use this for our presentation. So what's different here is that, what we will be doing everything inside the browser using the Angular framework. So that means there will be no Node.js, no Python, no backend, no Java, nothing like that. It's all Angular and the official Gemini SDK. What I will also do is I will show you a real application that I have built to demonstrate the image generation, which includes, I think, which includes some surprising results, right? Okay. Can you still see my second slide?
Not yet. It's only still on the first one.
It's still on the first one?
Yeah, the title slide, right? The AI powered Angular.
Yeah. How about now?
Ah, yeah. Now it's good. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I see there's some delay in there for some reason, not sure why. Okay. Let me see if the slide doesn't move, okay? So yeah, before we get started, let me again quickly introduce myself. My name is Sonu. I'm a senior Angular developer consultant with over 20 years of industry experience. I've worked with various top Forbes 100 companies and helped them with their projects. And like initially or earlier said, I'm an Angular Google developer expert and also a Microsoft MVP. I also host two podcasts, one for generic tech topics and another primarily focused on advanced Angular topics. You can learn more about my work or any other details on my personal website, sonukapoor.com. And you can also contact me through one of the social sites at the bottom here. Okay, so what is our roadmap for today? So first, I will explain what Nano Banana is and why it's worth paying attention to. Then we'll walk through setting up Angular with the Gen AI SDK. After that, we'll do a deep dive into the image generation and the function itself that I wrote. to generate the images. And we'll break it into simple steps to see exactly how it works. After that, I'll switch to a demo, and you'll see how prompts and drag and drop images work really nicely together in this project. Finally, we'll talk about some UX and production considerations, things you need to know if you want to ship this for real. And at the end, we'll wrap it up with a Q&A. Okay. I think the slides are now moving along without any interruptions. Is that correct? Okay, I'm just going to zoom that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's correct.
okay, awesome. All right. So, right now we are at a point where AI isn't just for like research, right? It's already like powering tools that we use on a daily basis, right? From like ChatGPT to designing assistants to e-commerce applications that generate visual products. And that means for developers a lot of opportunities, right? And most demos today assume that you need some kind of backend running to get this working, okay? So what if you want to run this directly inside your browser? So that is where Nano Banana enables lightweight but high quality image generation directly in the browser. So imagine this could be used for, say, e-commerce applications with instant product mockups or learning tools, that visualize concepts, or social apps where users can generate unique avatars. So the options are unlimited, okay? And I'll show you how easy it is. So here, what we'll use Angular version 20, which is the latest. And if you're not familiar with Angular, that's fine. It's essentially a single page application, enterprise-ready framework developed and maintained by Google, right? So on top of that, again, like I said earlier, we'll use the Google Gen I SDK. We'll generate an API key from the Google AI Studio. And basically that's it, right? That's all you need. So you need Angular, you need Gen AI, the package, and you need a key, and that's it. So the SDK abstracts away the complexity you don't have to deal with, right? Like raw REST calls. And it gives you a clean TypeScript API with which fits perfectly within the like Angular ecosystem, because Angular is also built with TypeScript. And yeah, there's no backend. Everything runs within the Angular application itself. So this simplifies your development and also your deployment, since you're only deploying one application. And I think this also reduces the friction when you're experimenting with new technologies. So to keep things practical, let me quickly walk through the setup. So first, we install the Angular CLI if you don't have it. So for that, you just run npm install -g for global, and then the package name, in this case, @angular /CLI. So this will install the entire Angular framework globally in your system. The next thing we'll do is we'll create a fresh Angular project with ng-new and the project name. And in this case, I called it Angular AI Nano Banana. And that essentially scaffolds everything you need from components, routing, TypeScript, all the configuration you need to run the Angular project. Okay. Then all you need is you seed into the project and you install the Google Gen I SDK with the command npm install Google Gen I, and that's it. So these are the 4 commands you've got you need to run, and you got an Angular project running and ready to start calling the Nano Banana API. And obviously, if you already have an Angular application, you can just run the last command to install the SDK, and that's it, right? So like I mentioned earlier, or I actually didn't mention earlier, sorry. I've created this repo that you can see here with all the setup. You can just download it if you don't want to go through the setup manually yourself. Okay, so let's take a look at the first thing we need. We need an API key. Okay, so how do we do that? So go to your browser and visit aistudio.google.com. And at the bottom left, you will see select API key right here. Okay, you can see here. Then on the top right, you'll see a button saying select, no, you'll see, yeah, create API key. Click on that, and you'll see a pop-up. So within that pop-up, you select your project where you want to create your key, okay? And it's possible that you don't have any projects yet. And that's absolutely fine. So to create a project, you can just visit any of the Google Cloud Platform applications or frameworks and create one. For example, you can go to Firebase, you can go to Google Cloud, you can anything you might be already using that has a project will appear on this screen and allow you to select it. It doesn't really matter where you want to create it, but you know, just create one so you have one ready to go. Okay, now you can use Nano Banana obviously in Google AI Studio yourself, okay? And that is for free. So what I want to show you is that if you use it, if you use a model actually via the API, you have to pay for it, but it's pretty cheap. It's 90 cents for per image. No, it's 0.039 cent per image, okay? So that's about 25 images for $1, okay? So that's not bad considering, you know, all the different services that already exist that modify the images based off a prompt, right? And to use the API, you need to set up billing. Without billing, you cannot use it, okay? So to use the billing, just go to your aistudio.com into your product, and you will see somewhere this project list, and you just click on setup billing and set it up for yourself. All right, so now let's move on with the key. So you can go to the list again where you see all of your projects. You click on the API key, okay, and you save the key to a secure location. So in Angular projects, the environment.ts comes by default. And in the case you don't see it, you can also just generate it using the command that you see here, ngg environments. And that will automatically create the environment file and set up your Angular JSON file, so that it contains the necessary versions for dev, dev, production, QA, and whatnot, right? So now you can copy your key into this environment file. Okay, so this is how your environment file will look, and you copy it in here. Now, in production, you would use something like environment.prod.ts with a different key, right? But it's important to actually never hard code the key directly into your code. So always reference it from like a proxy or environment variable or something that is given to your application, maybe at runtime or build time. Okay. All right, cool. So by this point, you should have the SDK installed and configured. And by configuration, I mean just setting up the key. And you're ready actually to make your first AI call. So to see how to actually use Google's Nano Banana image generator, let me walk through the application I built, right? And we'll take a look at the code later. So this isn't just a toy application, I would say. It's a fully working Angular application that combines a very simple UI with a powerful AI engine. And what makes it special is that it accepts two inputs, like the official AI Studio image generator. Okay, so it accepts an existing image, something you already have, like a sketch, a photo, or logo, and a description or prompt that tells the model how you want that image to be modified. So when you combine these two, right, you unblock an incredible workflow, which is called the multi-model request. So you might, for example, upload a selfie and say, make this more professional for LinkedIn. And the AI will clean up the background, adjust colors, and give you something that you can actually use. Another example is you could upload a family photo and ask, show me how I will look when I'm 70 years old. And the AI will apply age progression, but still keep your likeness intact, right? I remember there used to be an app like 6 months or a couple of years ago, I would say like 1 to 2 years ago, that came out on mobile, and on mobile, that would take your picture and show you how you would look when you are older. The application itself went viral, but I found the image generation wasn't still that accurate back then, right? Now, moving fast forward with the new Google AI generator, or the Google AI image generator here, it's really close, and you will see that soon. Another example is, for example, designers could upload sketches and prompts, like convert this into a Figma design, right? Or convert this into a watercolor style illustration. And suddenly you have like a drawing becoming artwork, right? And some of these ideas can be converted into real online businesses, right? Um, and the best part is the quality of the generated images is surprisingly good, much better than you would expect for something that runs in real time from an application running only in the browser without any backend. Okay. So this demo really shows why Nano Banana is so exciting for Angular developers. It's not just about text to image, it's about taking existing user content and enhancing it with AI and delivering results that feel, that feel, I want to say, like magical right inside your application. Okay, so let me walk you through the code and see what happens when the button is clicked. Okay, so we're talking about this button, right? So before we get started, in the component itself, you will see that later. What we do is we set up Gen AI, right? And then we set up the state. The user clicks the generate button. At that point, we have to do some validations. Example, do we have a file? Do we have a prompt, right? Then we start setting up the UI into a loading state. So we clear out any old results. Once we are past that point, we can now read the selected file and convert it into a base64 format. And finally, we'll call the Nano Banana API with the image and the prompt. And if we get an image back, we display it. And if not, we show an error. No matter what happens, we stop. So in the beginning, we show a spinner, and no matter what happens, we stop the loading spinner, right? So this is the whole journey, okay? Let's go through each step. Let's zoom in and see what happens. So there's finally some code that you see. So this is essentially where it all starts, right? So we create the Gen AI client and pass in our API key. So notice here that I'm using environment.api key instead of hard coding it, right? So that way we can easily swap keys for development, staging, or production. And again, it's important to note that if you're building public-facing applications, you don't want to expose the key directly in the client. Put it in behind a proxy, right? Or like on a lightweight server endpoint, so the key is protected and you can monitor usage more safely. So this one line is what gives us access to Nano Banana. So the next thing is we model the UI state with signals. Specifically, we allow signals to maintain the following: the selected state, the entered prompt, a loading flag, any errors that might happen, and the image URL, the most important thing. And just quickly, so Angular signals are basically a reactivity model introduced in Angular to provide a much more granular and efficient way to manage changes within an application. So you can think of it as wrappers around values that automatically notify the UI when something changes. So this is actually what allows Angular to update only specific parts of the DOM that depend on the changed signal. And that leads to an improved performance compared to the previous mechanism, which used Zone.js. So signals actually make this flow very explicit. And when we set a value, the template or the UI reacts automatically. So this will cut, again, your boilerplate code and make it really obvious to see what changed and why. So right now, all of this is in a component. And the reason for that is simple, because I wanted to keep it clean and small. I wanted to show you the power of Angular and Google AI in a single component with less than 100 lines of code. Okay. Now, but if you were to refactor this into a service later, you could still use the same signal state. It stays the same. And again, if you want to download the code, you can get it from the repository I showed you earlier. You can see that here at the bottom, and you can run it actually right away. You can just download it, get the key, plug it into your environment TS, and then you will be able to run this within like 5 minutes. Okay. So before we call the model, we validate early. Okay. So you can see here, this is part of the early validation. So that means if no file is selected, like as you can see here, we set the error to, please upload an image file, and we stop right there. Okay. If no prompt is entered, we set the error to please enter a prompt and stop. So this way you avoid wasting quota, and we give the user immediate feedback, right? Remember, using the API is not free. It comes with a cost, and you want to make sure that you send only valid and good data to the API so that you get the best result back. So this is a small thing, right? But this kind of UX makes the app feel very professional. So once the validation has passed, we reset the UI for a new request. We set the loading to true at this point, so the spinner appears. We then clear out any old messages, any old error messages, so we don't confuse the user with old and new results. And next, we convert the uploaded file into a base 64 format. So this makes it easy to send an inline data to the model. Okay, so this is just raw base 64. There's no data prefix or anything like that. And that's all the prep work you have to do, and that's it. Now we're ready to call the AI with the details. And this is where the magic happens, right? So what we do is we call model dot generate content. You can see it here on the Gen API client. So we specify the model specifically saying we want to use Gemini 2.5 flash image preview. And then we pass in those two parts that are very important. One is the image, and we pass it as an inline data. Like I mentioned earlier, it's base64 format. And we pass the MIME type as well, okay? Then we pass in the text prompt. We trim it, so we remove any spacing from it, and we're ready. And again, by combining these two, you get a multi-model request. So the AI takes the image as the base and the text as instructions. So you can upload a selfie and say, like I said earlier, make this professional, right? Or upload a sketch and say, convert this to watercolor style. The model will do the rest. So now that we have sent the request, we need to handle the response. So if the response has candidates, that's what it's called, candidates and paths within the inline image data, then we build a data image base64 URL. And we use that to set it on the image URL signal, which is our preview on the UI. Once that is set, and if you remember previously, Angular will automatically show it on the UI instantly. Okay. So I hope you're with me so far. And then, so if no image comes back, we can set a clear message saying, no image generated. You can see this here. I know it's a little small, but hopefully you can see it. We also catch any errors if something goes wrong, right? So there's a try catch here. We display a friendly message instead of crashing the application. Okay, so it's a lot of code, a lot of details. Let's talk about some polishing, right? So these are features that I've intentionally not added. Okay. If you're excited about this, or if you like this, then feel free to download the repo and add these missing features to polish the UI yourself, right? So one option is actually the progress loader is already part of it, so that's already there. Disabling the button, I don't think I did that. So take a look at it and see if you can somehow disable the button. One idea I had is you could offer variations of the images as a result, right? So instead of showing just one image, show like 2, 3 images, maybe 3 or 4 side by side, and let the user pick, right? Caching is also one of those things. You could cache the results in a local storage to prevent wasted API calls when users retry the same prompts with the same image, right? Another thing you can do is you can enforce file type and size limit. I haven't done that. You don't want users suddenly trying to upload 50 megabyte images, right? And one important thing, respect content safety filters, right? Remember, this is a public model, so make sure you upload safe images. And also you want to log prompts and latency, right? But not user data. You don't want to log the user data for privacy, okay? Just log the prompts so you can debug issues responsibly. So these are some of the features or ideas that I did not add at all. All right, so time to see it in action. Let me open the app. Okay. Are you able to see the app?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, this is the edge, the app I'm running locally. Okay, so you see it already has drag and drop. When you click on it, I'm not going to do that right now. When you click on it, it's going to show you. Oh, let me click on it. If you click on it, it's going to show you this file selector allowing you to select a file. Okay. The other option is you can just go to your browser or Finder or Explorer, depending on your OS. You can just drag the image in here. Okay, let me try that. So what happened here? I chose an image, I dragged it into the area that is defined for drag and drop. Okay. And Angular generated a preview of that image. So at this point, I have not called the AI yet. I have not done anything like that. This is still using just the Angular code, no AI, no interaction. You can see the button is already enabled, right? This is actually wrong because I don't have a prompt yet. So again, if you feel you can fix this, download the app, play around with it, and see if you can disable this button if there's no prompt or if there is no image selected. So now, let me add a prompt. We'll say astronaut riding a horse on Mars. So let's see what happens. Okay, we see the loader. Okay, nothing actually happened. Let's see. That's the issue with live coding, right? Extension invalidated. Okay, I'm not sure what happened here. It should be showing us the image. So let me try again. Astronaut riding a horse. Okay, we wait. Ah, there you go. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure what happened the first time we ran it. I honestly built the application within a day. Because I wanted to feel it like a hackathon, right? So you can see what can be done within a day, right? So now I want to talk about this image here. Look at the details of the image. So you can see here, the astronaut has these red stripes here, red stripes here, some here, and the generated image contains the same markers, you can say, right? So the consistency is very clear. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this opens unlimited possibilities to use the Gen AI model for amazing web applications that can run in the browser and have a great look and feel and be really useful for for the public, right? Another thing is, this the image quality is very clear. There's no pixelation, right? And it has maintained almost, I would say, pretty much everything, right? So if you look at the background here, right, it's pretty much the same background, right? I think this is amazing. So now I want to use another image. So I'm going to refresh this because I don't have um the clear code implemented yet, but let's see what else we can do. Okay, so let me use this image of this guy. I've downloaded this from Shutterstock, and I'm gonna say make this more professional for LinkedIn. Okay, let's see what it does. Wow, that's pretty good, right? So you can see it's the same exact person, right? And it has used like a suit. It's the person is now wearing the suit, and it looks pretty professional to me. I mean, you could use this for LinkedIn, right? So you see the options that you have with this are unlimited, right? So let's switch back to our presentation. So where is this useful, right? Let's talk about some real world use cases. Um, Thinking about education. Imagine, like a history teacher asking students to visualize ancient Rome. Okay. The model can generate scenes like that instantly. How about a designer types a few ideas to get instant ad variations, right? Think about this, the faster iteration, more creativity. How about an e-commerce application where a shopper can preview a t-shirt with a custom design in real time, right? I've seen many applications that have tried that, but the quality is really bad, right? They have these online um, trial applications where you allow or where you can preview a t-shirt of how it would look on you if you were to buy it, right? Think about something like that. That's like personalization at a very different scale with this kind of image quality. So these are the kind of experiences that make AI inside an Angular application more than just a demo, right? They become real features that users value. So let's wrap it up and remember three things. First, Nano Banana is fast and produces high quality results. We have seen that, right? Second, Angular makes the integration really simple and clean. The entire code, I'll show it to you in a second, is probably less than 100 lines. And third, there are real opportunities here from education to marketing to e-commerce to turn this into like production features that can generate revenue. The barrier to entry is really low. Literally, you just have to install the Gen AI package, get an API key, write a few lines of code, and you're done. Let me first, let me see if I can show you the code here quickly. So this is the entire code here. Let's see how many lines. It's actually more than 100. It's 127 lines of code. That's all you need to generate the image. Okay. This is the entire integration within the API, getting the key, and rendering the images on the fly dynamically in the browser without any backend code. And that's it. I hope this was interesting. Um, I'm gonna open the floor now for any questions you might have.
Thank you so much, Sonu. That was an interesting session, and especially with the showing on the Google Nano Banana, right? With the Angular, it's a very latest trending topic these days, right?
Yes.
I think I should mention that Sonu is like author of many books as well. He writes more on the Angular side. He has published many books too. So he's an expert, Google developer expert on Angular. So anything you want to ask like related to Angular, he is the best person. And he will be coming as a judge for the NASA Space Apps on October 5th. So feel free to reach out to him for the any doubts you have before the hackathon. So thank you so much, Son.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Good night. Yeah.